Okay. Hello, everyone. Hope everybody is doing well this evening, and welcome back to the Mystic Syndicate and the ambassadors to the Barbarian Kings. Folks, y'all want to say evening to everybody?
Hi.
We're a little slow on the draw today.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a, it's been a technical difficulty day, so I'm very sorry to have to tell you all about that, but it started off this morning and it just got weirder and weirder as the day went by, and so here we are finally. So if you are checking into our stream, we're going to definitely, as soon as hopefully we have some viewers come on in the chat, I'm going to ask them how we're sounding and if we are getting through to them. I'm kind of hoping that the new intro music was able to play tonight. I changed up the music a little bit. I heard
it sounds fine.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You were able to hear it? Oh, that's great.
I was jamming to the intro music.
You were? Yeah, it's a little bit different. I thought it would be just a nice addition.
Yes.
All right, very good. So, who would like to do the recap of last week's action?
Is it Christie's turn again?
I'll go ahead and shoot it over.
Yay.
The crew killed the water nymph and continued their travel. Apton removed more wanted posters of someone looking like Armos. They came across a random farmer who had made a connection between Armos and the wanted photos. After a failure to negotiate with the farmer, Apton killed him and then sent him, his dead body and his horses, into the goblin forest. And then as they were making camp, the horses showed back up the next morning, and the body was missing, but the horses were still there.
That is true. And
He was really looking for another word other than killed. He was like, nah, I killed that man. I won't even lie to you guys.
Right, exactly. It's like, I killed him dead.
Can I shake your hand?
I didn't kill him. I just made it so that he was no longer on this plane of existence.
I unlived him.
You unlived him?
I didn't kill him. I casted inflict moderate wounds, which in turn that spell killed him. I didn't kill him. Officer, the gun killed him. I didn't kill him.
This moderate wounds got really bad really quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, because
was it moderate wounds or
no?
Was it
it's just called inflict wound.
Oh, okay. Different in 5th edition, probably.
It was inflict wound, and you did.
Yeah, because I'm used to inflict light wounds, moderate wounds, and
He shouldn't have been asking questions he wasn't prepared to have the answers for.
And then the campfire after was good. Does anybody else have any questions? No?
Exactly.
Good. Slap on the shoulder.
Anybody else have any questions? I guess not.
That they're ready for answers to.
Asking all them questions. Why you asking all them questions?
What's all them questions about? Exactly. Yeah. All right. So,
it's good stuff.
of course, like always, every time we start a show, we like to thank those who help us with the stream, especially Anna B. Meyer, who allows us to use her wonderful online Greyhawk maps. So we definitely, if you get a chance, go over and visit her website at annabmeyer.com. And you can also take a look at those beautiful maps and also some of the new projects that she's working on. They are pretty impressive. She just, I think, published last week. It was a temperature map, like a climate map for Greyhawk. And then she also put in sort of it was a United States map to kind of get an idea of what climates are in different countries or different sections of Greyhawk. And I was like, yeah, this is great. And she just didn't cover the Flanness. It was the entire planet that she's working on. I know. If there was a chance that we could ever get her just to drop by and say hello, it would be well worth it, I think. Yeah. Okay. Also, a big thanks goes out to our viewers who come on and say hi and check in with us. If you are viewing us on Twitch, go ahead and jump on into chat, say hello. We are very friendly. We will chat with you. Primarily Shane will chat with you. I may be too busy to chat with you, but that does not mean that I don't want to. I really do want to chat, but Shane is our chat master and making sure to keep the thumb down on all you miscreants, you evil people who are in our chat.
Chat master, farmer slayer, so many titles.
Yeah, so many titles, so many hats you wear.
And the bots that come in trying to sell followers, we try to keep those out of here.
Oh, that was weird. Was that last week?
Yeah.
That was
the
first one of the sessions.
Oh, it was like one of the first sessions?
Pre-streams, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Like, we're not even a thing yet. Get the heck
yeah,
out of here.
Come on. Right. Yeah, because...
predatory bots.
Right. Because you got to think, let's see, this is our 8th episode. So that's pretty good. Almost to 10. Woo. We almost made it that far.
I'd rather extend my car's warranty rather than pay for followers.
Yeah, exactly.
Bunch of scammers.
Scammers. Yeah. So...
I'll shake their hand. Or I'll make Cleric Apton do it.
Make Cleric Apton do it.
Do you want to buy followers? Sure, I'll shake on it.
No, we're not. We're definitely not buying followers. We are a homegrown stream. Yeah, we bring them in organically. Is that the better word to put? Organically.
Probably.
All right. Okay. So good. So yeah, definitely. If you are in chat tonight and you're listening to us, make sure to say something. Let us know if we are sounding okay, and make sure that we look good. Even though really sound is probably more important than looking good, but yeah, make sure to say hello and don't be shy, because we don't bite often. All right. Very good. Okay, so here we are once again in along our pathway here. And the last time we stopped was, I believe it was right in between, I think it was like right here, was it not?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was right around in this area. And you all had tried to get a little bit further away from the borderland. Mm-hmm. Because of possible incursions from enemies that might cross over and try to kidnap someone, and that does definitely happen. And all through like history, you would have people who would get kidnapped, and then they would be ransomed, and especially if they were important or wealthy, they would definitely be ransomed. So, and as you all are considered somewhat important, but also the young lady and young man who is in your traveling group, they are definitely important. And if they fell into the wrong hands, it could be catastrophic. So you awake the next morning to find the cart of the farmer, his horses, there are 2, and you find that there is no body in the driver's seat.
Cool.
Cool.
His goods still in it, or?
Yes, actually, yes. His goods and things of that nature are still in it, from what you can tell.
Yeah. I'm not good at handling animals for these horses, so I'm not going to interact with the horses. Can we do an investigation on the cart to see if we can find anything?
Sure.
Signs of struggle.
No, there weren't any of that.
Yeah. As far as struggling goes, that was not something that you're probably going to see.
He struggled to stay alive.
I don't even think you had a chance to do that.
Yeah.
I rolled a 10 on investigation.
Okay.
Trying to determine why the horses came back to us.
It's a good question.
Apparently, back there's scary.
Or speak with the animals when you need it.
Actually,
You have no druid.
Right.
hold on there.
Oh,
I
they
might
don't-
have something.
They don't speak undercommon. That'd be one hell of a horse.
Yeah, if your horse could speak undercommon, that would be interesting. It'd be different. So,
Yeah.
They're not smaller beasts, are they?
no, they would be considered medium to large beasts.
Damn. Well, I can speak to mice.
Well, that
Okay.
definitely isn't going to help you here.
Yeah.
Oh.
He tries to talk to him. Nope, nothing. I guess I'm gonna ask the Teamsters what they recommend that we do with these two horses in this cart.
Right. Well, one of the Teamsters looks over and says, well, and, he's noticing as you're kind of going through the cart and trying to, he kind of like makes like the sign of the, evil eye to ward away, and he's just kind of backing away from the cart as he, this is one of the ones who actually watched you, Apton, slay the farmer. And he says, sir, it's an omen. It's an omen that came back to you. That means the spirits are unhappy with you. Who knows what could happen next? First, it's horses coming back in their cart, and there's no farmer driving it. I bet the farmer's coming back for you, though.
Well, I guess he's coming back for seconds. Let's just get everything together and just move on and just keep on our way.
So what the Teamsters from the other carts, they're talking amongst themselves, and one of them approaches you and says, Master Apton, would it maybe what we should do is, so it doesn't slow us down any further, is to just cut this cart loose and just take the horses.
Is there any sort of branding on them showing that they're owned by somebody?
He kind of looks at him and he's like, no, I don't see any actual marks. No clipping of the ear or anything of that nature. Look, they're just simple draft horses.
See, it's so funny with metagaming out of this real quick is you're like, oh yeah, not a big deal, just take somebody's horses, nobody's gonna know, until you walk up to a druid and druid's just like, let me ask the horses what the fuck happened. And it's like, hold on now, I didn't agree to this part. Yeah, maybe we can take the horse. I'll talk to the Teamster and say, yeah, let's go ahead and do that, and we'll just leave the cart here, take the horses, and Maybe we'll sell them on the way or give them to somebody.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea. So what they do is they go ahead and unhitch the horses from the cart. Inside the cart, though, under the big old bale of hay that you see there, is something very, very interesting. And let's see. Okay, so let's see. Armos, you rolled a 10, and Athena, you rolled a 3. Apton, did you also roll an investigation to check the cart?
Did not. But since we're unhooking them, I'll go ahead and do that.
You probably should.
There's a bomb or a whoopee cushion. Nat 20, baby.
A whoopee cushion. Oh, boy.
The horse just farts in your face.
Well, that would be kind of rude, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Did you roll?
I did. Nat 20.
It is taking a long time to show up on roll 20.
It is.
It's showing up on mine. Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Magically appeared sometime later.
Magically delicious.
Magically delicious. Okay, so yeah. You are, as you're going through and you're pushing the hay around and stuff like that, you have this sinking feeling that the farmer might have been more than he appeared.
Ooh. What gives me that impression?
Well, because of the chainmail armor and broadsword that is under the straw, and you also notice, if you will, do you have history?
I do have history.
Hey, give it a history roll and see how you fare.
This farmer got a lot of history. Oh, I did not fare well.
He did not fare well, boys and girls.
I don't know why it's taking so long to go through on roll 20, but it's a 4.
Okay. Yeah,
Total.
so yeah, you definitely did not do as well as your previous investigation roll. And as you're looking over the breastplate on this armor, you see there's like a crest on it. And you're not very familiar with the crest, but if you maybe show it to some of your comrades, they may be able to do a history check on it.
I'm going to ask Armos and Athena to come look at this.
Okay, I will come over and look at it. Arcana?
History.
History.
All right. Armos is dumb.
Okay, so Athena at least got a 13. So that's not too bad. Athena, you look at it and you realize that what you're looking at is the crest of the Royal Guard of Furyondy.
Well, this might not be
slow clap.
Yeah, let's just kill everyone on a cart. I'm sure Brian wouldn't use that against us later.
Now, why would I do that? That doesn't sound like
where'd
me.
my second lieutenant go that we sent on that secret mission over there? Oh, yeah, he ran into that diplomatic.
Yeah. I mean, to be truthful, he ran into that murderous diplomatic group, that corps that was looking to slay them. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you're sitting there kind of looking at this and going, ugh. Well, but you also kind of figure that it wasn't probably someone of really high rank, because he was felled so easily. You're thinking that maybe he was maybe just a lowly enlisted instead of some sort of officer.
Maybe he was on his way home and nobody's gonna miss him. Hopefully.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
Now this gear, was it just laying in the hay, or was it in a box, or?
It was actually wrapped in burlap
Okay.
under the hay.
I'm going to go ahead and ask Athena to put that in. No, actually, no. I think I got enough strength. I'm going to pick it up and put it in the cart I'm in.
Okay. Very
and,
good.
Just put something on top of it, so nobody really messes with it, or it doesn't accidentally flap open.
Doesn't accidentally flap open. I like that.
Yeah, I'm going to take all the armor and all that. Anything that has the crest on it. If the chainmail or the sword don't, then I'll see if Athena or them want to use it, sell it.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So they cut the cart loose, they take the horses, they tie them to the back of the rear cart, and you all start proceeding up the road to your next, and hopefully, actually you'll probably get, because let's see, you started here last week and you were able to get that far in one day. So most likely you will be able to get almost here. So you probably have at least another 2 days of riding before you can get to Barduk. Barduk is a good-sized town, fortress city. So, yeah. You might be able to find an inn and actual real rest instead of being out under the stars like you have been in the last 3 or 4 days. So, all right. So you continue to proceed along your way. Is there anything that you wanted to try or do while you are in travel, or shall I just continue forward?
I've got nothing.
Got nothing? Okay.
I'm good.
Okay, very good. So as you are making your way along, let's see, you were here, you're going here, you cross that river, and what's that, another bridge, but this bridge is not guarded like the last one was, where it had, or the two before, which actually had armed highway guards of Furyondy. This one it's probably of not much strategic importance, so they have not really, it doesn't seem like they have really taken much in the way of fortifying it. So as you get to the bridge, the Teamsters dismount in the front and start to walk across the bridge to test its worthiness. Make sure that your carts will be able to withstand a journey over it, and make sure that the bridge does not completely collapse and everyone falls into the not very swiftly flowing tributary below. But hey,
We've all seen our swimming abilities.
Yeah, we've seen your swimming abilities, or at least your ability to swing across with a rope from one ship to another. That was our favorite one. I think that was good. And so you come across, you make that bridge, and you were able to cross it without any problems. But when you get to about this part here, at about high noon, or actually probably about late afternoon, you see ahead of you, it appears to be a horse laying in the road.
About how far away?
Right now, you are probably about 50 yards off.
Right, I'm going to go ahead and tell the team. I'm going to have the Teamsters wait, and I'll go ahead and hop off the cart and walk towards it.
Okay. Anyone else doing anything, or are you all staying put?
If he's getting off to see A horse on the road? I guess.
It's like fell on its side, right?
Yes, it's laying on its side in the
Okay.
road.
I'll get out and get ready to fight in case it's an ambush, but
You
I'll
know
stay
what?
closer.
I'm gonna stay in the cart and I'm gonna put my hood up. Since that's what we want to do.
That's what you want to do. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Very good. All right. So you are, as you approach the horse, you realize that it looks to have been damaged in some sort of way. I need you to make an investigation check to see if you were able to ascertain the nature.
Not so much.
Not so much. Yeah, unfortunately, as you're looking it over, you're not really able to determine why this horse is there. But you can. One thing that you definitely do notice is the gaunt appearance and the sunken-in eyes. Looked as though it has suffered from either malnutrition or dehydration.
Okay.
You do see that there is saddlebags on this horse and a saddle. And it looks to be a military saddle. It's not like your common just riding saddle.
Can I do any sort of animal handling to see how far this horse is gone? Like, is there a way to help it, or is just putting it out of its misery going to be the only decent thing to do?
It's already dead.
Oh, I thought you were saying it was.
No, I'm sorry.
Dying. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and check its bags.
Okay, so you start going through the bags, and you see that whoever this person was who was riding this horse was a courier or a marked rider. So you're kind of thinking that the documents inside may be of top secret importance. So you can see that some are actually sealed with wax, while others are in scroll cases.
And none of the seals are broken?
None of the seals are broken. So you're thinking this person was definitely like a dispatch rider.
And well, I guess with my investigation check, I wouldn't have noticed crap. Okay, then. I will go ahead and take the documents and stick them in my bag. Do I notice the crest on it? Like,
yes.
Is it the same one as the...
No. This is obviously probably more a diplomatic corps for Furyondy, not Greyhawk, but it's very similar.
All right, I will... And there's no rider's body there, obviously, right?
No, there is no rider's body.
All right, I will... I will go back to the cart and
Okay.
tell the Teamsters, let's just keep moving. It looks like somebody got ambushed here.
One of the Teamsters says, well, sir, we're not going to be able to get the horses and the carts past the dead horse in the road. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pull the new horses, and we're going to rope them up and see if we can drag that one off to the side.
Gotcha.
All right. So it's going to probably take us at least a good half hour to do this. I'm sorry.
Can I
Earn it?
be perceptive?
Yeah, if you'd like to be perceptive, try to be perceptive.
I would like to try to be. And I'm
Wow,
just checking
you were
surroundings.
very
I'm
perceptive.
Getting
And
itchy on an ambush here.
So is there something, or you're just kind of keeping
Watching
an eye
the tree
open?
lines. Oh yeah.
Okay. Very, very good. All right.
How much does this... Well, I mean, you said the horse looks like it's a little malnourished, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna... And is it like severely rotten, or is it just kind of like recently died within the last like day or so?
Recently died with probably... It looks as though it's been out here a very long time, or it had suffered some sort of abuse, but it doesn't look as though it has been dead long, like maybe hours.
Athena, how much you bench, bro?
I'm strong. Why?
Strong like
Do you think you could move this horse without us having to spend the hour doing it?
Oh, I don't know. How do I test that?
Okay.
What's your strength?
Gotta move the center. Like 20?
I think she should be able to move a horse. With a 20 strength.
What do I roll?
20 strength. Let's see. Well, usually what they do is with strength, it will tell you what your, I guess it's like base weight you would be able to push.
Drag, or lift. You
Right.
can push, drag, or lift a weight in pounds up to twice your carrying capacity or 30 times your strength score.
Okay, so 30 times your strength score. That's good.
Left-hand side.
It's 600 pounds, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why does it seem like that used to be higher?
Well, it says +5. I mean...
Yeah, what's on your file?
Yeah, but that would be...
20.
If, no. Yeah,
She's gonna grab
I
it by the leg and just the leg's gonna pop off.
Check it over.
it would be lighter then, wouldn't it? Yeah.
I just imagine some like Walking Dead special effects with it. They do such a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be funny. All right. So, you go out there and you start pushing this creature, and you actually push it up to a point where it rolls over. And I need you to make a perception check.
I'm still watching their surroundings.
I know you are.
Okay. She's about to die.
Wow. Okay, so very
Okay.
good. You realize as you're looking at this, Athena, that it seems to be that there are 2 puncture holes in the side of this creature.
Vampires, look out.
Automatically.
Okay, no, these would be gigantic vampires if it were vampires, because the distance
big hole?
between the fangs is definitely more than a foot.
It's a
Very
basilisk.
wide-mouthed beast with fangs.
Shane knows what I'm talking about.
I know what a basilisk is.
Yeah, those things. Oh yeah, you play Ark. Yeah. Those things are
Hey,
huge
Harry
snakes.
Potter.
No.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, so it didn't die from natural causes.
Right.
Somebody sucked it dry.
Sure.
And if it's only been dead a few hours, it might still be around, so keep watch.
It died by 2 single-fanged vampires.
Yeah, I don't think so. So,
Probably not.
as you
Does
so-
she... I'm assuming she's the only one who sees this because she was pushing it, or...
right.
I'm gonna point it out.
Okay. Can we do knowledge natures and arcana to see if we can drum up any sort of
let's
knowledge
see.
of what might cause that?
If you have like a knowledge nature or something like that. Ooh,
Knowledge medicine.
that was a beautiful one that you rolled there, Athena. I think you got it. You obviously know what it is.
Apparently, vampires is not the right answer.
She sticks her
Aw.
finger in it.
Finger.
I can't tell what it is. Just stick your finger in it and then smell your finger.
Stop
Is it
fisting
wide
the
enough
dead
that my
horse.
finger can fit in it, or is it like a pin needle or something?
No,
was
it's
kidding. What are you doing?
probably you would be able to fit at least 2 or 3 fingers in the holes.
Jesus.
Big teeth.
Wow.
Don't fist the horse.
Horse
Armos,
horse
you
fisters.
recognize what might have caused these bites?
Oh, I don't know. I got a hood on and I'm looking around at your surroundings. And I'm
Well-
3 carts away. Are you shouting at me?
So, Armos, as you're standing up in the back of the cart, kind of surveying the scene, in the distance, you see to the west, it looks as though some sort of ruins are directly to the west, maybe about, from your estimation, about 600 yards past the forest.
600 yards. Cool. I mean, I'm gonna keep scrolling on by. I'm looking for signs of life and ambush more than ruins.
Okay. So, Apton, are you calling Armos down to take a look, or what are you planning on doing?
I'll walk. Damn it.
Yeah, you want me to hide, but you want me to show my face and look at holes. What do you want from me? I'll just take my eyes out of my sockets and get
Lovely.
I'll
like the
I'll
guy
say
from
let's
Pirates.
just keep moving because there's not much else we can do. You know, I mean, finding out the information is one thing, but we might as well just keep moving because longer we wait, the darker it gets.
Yeah.
And apparently, the night is dark and full of bites.
Bites.
I'm gonna I'm gonna ask him if those documents. Do I see him pick up the documents?
From
All
three
you
cards.
did from your location, all you were able to see was that he was going through the bags. You didn't really see what he actually pulled from them.
Okay, I'm gonna ask him what's the holdup.
Well, hold on. How are you asking me this?
With a very loud voice in common. What's going on up there?
Dead animal.
Dead animal.
Let's just
Okay.
keep moving.
All right.
So I'll brush off my hands and get back into my seat.
All right, very good. So as you get back into your cart and you start to head away from the scene after you've pushed the dead horse off the side of the road, I need all 3 of you to make a perception check as you ride past that animal.
Be perceptive. Be perceptive,
Nope,
please.
my time for perception is over.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
Damn.
So, Apton, as you get past the horse and you're looking around to where you remember it being in the road, you can see now, as you get kind of a higher vantage when you're inside the cart, is that you can actually see where something or someone was dragged into the woods to the west.
God damn it. I'm gonna tell the Teamsters to stop. This is when the DM's like, "You're going to those runes, bitch."
No,
Why-
I am
why
not
are
saying
we-
that you have to.
Why are we stopping?
I'm gonna hop off the cart and
Because he has somebody to go kill.
there might be a farmer and he has questions.
I gotta kill his son too. No witnesses.
I'm gonna tell the shit. You said it's going towards the ruins.
Yes, to the west.
I'm gonna ask the Teamsters if he thinks is there any sort of road or anything, or is it?
From what it seems as though maybe at one point in time in the very distant past there may have been a road, but the forest has claimed it.
So as in, it's not going to be easy travelings.
Right. You wouldn't be able to bring the carts through, is
Yeah.
what would actually happen. You would have to leave the carts and the horses.
So why are
I'm
we
gonna ask
stopping?
Athena and Armos to come over here to me, and I'm gonna walk off the path a little bit to the west. Not like far, but just a little bit away from earshot.
Right.
Okay, but why?
Are you coming over here?
I'm gonna yell at you. Why are you going into the forest?
Come here.
You give me a reason to, and I will.
You are a stubborn tiefling.
I'm trying not to get caught unnecessarily and get suspicions up. And
Oh, but a water nymph says, "Oh, come help me find rocks," and you're boom right there.
those are two different things. Yeah. I don't trust him going out into the forest.
I'm not going out to the
He's
forest.
not,
I
he's
just
going
walked
out
off
to
the side of the road and stopped.
You
And
said
said,
you were going
"Come
off outside of ear distance.
Right.
But these teamsters don't have super hearing, so he's like off to the side of the road.
I'm gonna stay and defend the kids.
Okay.
Okay, well, at least we got somebody to defend the kids, then what do you want to do?
I'm gonna look at Athena. It looks like there's a body that got dragged off towards the ruins. Do we want to continue going forward, or do you think we should try and investigate this?
Don't leave that up to me.
I'm asking your opinion.
It's an open discussion. It's a democracy.
I don't see whether it matters either way. If he's going to sit there and guard the kids, then we have the ability to go investigate if you're curious about it.
I'm going to stay here with Armos. I'm going to go ahead and scout ahead and see what I can figure out.
Scream if you need me.
And so I guess I will scurry on over that way.
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna send a message to him. A telepathic message. Is he within 120 feet?
yes, still. Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna message him. What is going on?
There is the rider of that horse was dragged off this way. I want to see what I can find out about what's going on over there before making a decision of whether or not we should go after it.
I'm gonna send another message. Why don't we stick to the diplomatic mission that we are doing now?
Because he had diplomatic documents on him, which may be very vital information.
I'm gonna send another message and say, "See, you didn't tell me that before, and that was the problem."
And I was going to tell you, had you come over here and explained everything, but you didn't.
Okay.
And I'm going to keep going.
Then
I'm going to be
I'm
moving
gonna get off and go
stealthily.
with him. I'm
Okay.
gonna go up to Athena, hang out there.
Are you staying with me or are you following him?
No, I'm staying with you. I'm
Okay.
sure your character's gonna tell me he's scouting.
Yeah, and I think him being a mouse might be able to get away with scouting better than you or I would.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
I'm gonna message him and say, reply to me. Um, reply to me telepathically if you need anything.
I'm going 1,800 feet.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
I'm going to be gone for a minute.
Seems kind of dangerous. I'm gonna go with him.
Okay, so now you've changed your mind and now you're going to follow him into the forest.
Yep. He didn't tell me there were documents, this, that, and the other, and now all of a sudden there's documents. It's not just a dead horse. I was suspicious of a dead horse and an ambush of whatever killed the dead horse. Now there's this whole thing. So I am ready to go with him, but my character doesn't trust his character at this point. but
Okay.
I don't want him to die.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Okay, so you jump off the back of your cart, and once you get up to where you see him, where he is actually striding purposefully into the forest to the west, you now see what you didn't get a chance to see before is the actual drag marks of something or someone being dragged off into the forest.
Like
the
a
west of the
sort
road.
of, I'm conscious trying to get away from scrape dragging, or like unconscious single slither sort of.
Kind of
Is it a human-sized drag or
Yeah.
like 5
Yes.
human-sized drag?
Yeah, it's definitely human sides being sort of dragged away. You can see
Kinda
that when they were
struggle.
dragged away that they were not unconscious and they were fighting it.
Gotcha. Okay, off we go.
So we might still be alive.
Might, maybe.
Might. Okay, so very good. So, Apton and Armos. Armos catches up to you. He has, of course, a little bit longer legs than you do, being that you're mouse folk. And so he catches up, and in the far distance, you can see these ruins. And you can, from your vantage point, you can see that at one point in time, the hill that they were on was at one time very tall, and it was probably very formidable. But time and weather has definitely brought it low. So it will take you. You're not going to try to actually go up to it, or are you just trying to close the distance?
Yeah,
About
I'm just trying
halfway.
to keep going and see if it looks like it's actually going to the ruins.
Mm-hmm.
Ruins. Damn it, I pulled a Cheryl.
That's right.
Rooms.
See if it actually goes into the ruins or if it stops somewhere like there's a cave or a hole or something.
Okay. So as you start to get closer and closer, both of you make a perception check. 16, very good.
Crushed it.
Nice.
Ooh, okay, and 24. So yeah, both of you guys are able to look, and as you're kind of following this track that was left by whatever the beings were who left it, you start to see that a couple of feet you'll see like a silver coin, and then there's some copper, and it looks as though as they were being dragged, one of their maybe pouches had split and the change was falling out of it.
Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy.
So
I'll pick them up as I go, and
Okay.
keep kind of just following it.
Cool. Okay, that is good. And so eventually, what you end up coming to, you feel that you've probably covered about the half the distance, and you can see that whatever this was still dragging possibly the rider further and definitely towards the ruins.
So, while we're walking, I'm gonna ask him, did you read the documents?
No, they're sealed, so I don't want to mess with a seal.
Okay.
About what time is it now? Because I think based off movement, I think it only take, like 10 minutes walking there?
Right, about 10 minutes.
Okay.
'Cause you're also having to pick your way through the forest a little bit, and you're also following the
Tracking.
trail.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna just keep going until until I notice something that makes me go, maybe I shouldn't keep going.
Okay.
In other words, I'll be doing perception checks as we're going.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and give another couple of perception checks for both you and Armos. 17. Very good, Armos.
Nice. Being fairly perceptive.
And 14. Okay, still not too bad. Those are both really good rolls. Armas, you are, as you were padding along, Apton didn't really quite catch this, but you start to see that there is some sort of green, sort of like a gelatin or substance. It's sort of trying to think what would probably be the best consistency. Probably dishwashing detergent. You know, like the stuff that's not for your dishwasher, but for actually, that's about the consistency.
Oh God, it's Bill Cosby.
It's milk.
And the struggle stops here. I guess I could try either Knowledge Arcana.
Yeah, go ahead and do a Knowledge Arcana.
18.
Oh, 18. Okay, very good. So you recognize this, being that you do sometimes do some alchemical experiments and also with potions and things. You do realize that this is giant spider venom. But you're thinking, wow, that spider is a lot larger than your normal giant spider to leave such holes in the side of a horse like that. So
Okay.
it's kind of it kind of makes you slow your roll a little bit.
Oh, I'm gonna tap on Cleric Apton's shoulder and say, "Hey, that right there means there's a giant spider over there. Do we still want to do this? Because chances are, whatever we're tracking right now is either dead or being digested alive."
Well, let's just see if we can get a little bit closer, and we'll just be careful.
You want to get closer to a large spider.
Cord didn't raise no bitch.
Can we do an intelligence check here or something?
Well, let's go ahead, and I would like for both of you to give me wisdom saves. Just to see if this weirds you out so badly that you don't want to continue.
Oh, nope.
Oh no, you guys are in for it. You guys are definitely into the search. So,
I also get advantage on wisdom saves against being frightened.
nice.
Wait,
Nice.
what? I thought we would be wise enough not to do it. You're saying that our characters think that this is a good idea.
No, it's are we pulling a Shaggy and Scooby
Yeah,
toward being freaked out and running away? No, our
Oh,
compass is holding true.
that's right.
Okay.
You guys are steeling yourselves against the possibility of just horrifying realization that this monster is out there and could possibly take one of you at any moment, which
Gotcha.
could possibly
that'd be
happen.
yeah, that'd be like a will save from Pathfinder. Gotcha.
Yeah, right.
So
It's the
we're
same
not
sort of
scared,
deal.
I guess.
No. You were able to steal your resolve.
So, but now that we know that it is a giant spider, should we go get Athena?
The only problem with that is then we're leaving the car. We're leaving the.
Leaving the cough behind.
Yeah, exactly. We'll be leaving the cart defended.
Right. That's what this whole thing is. This is why I didn't want to do this at all. But these documents seem to be important to you. So that's why I'm here.
Well, I'm gonna keep going and see what I can figure out about this. If you want to go back and tell Athena what's going on, or keep going, it's up to you.
I can't leave you alone, so we'll keep going.
Okay. So as you get closer and closer, you start to actually get into a field of rubble that at one point in time you kind of figured was probably an outer wall. And as you pass through those walls, you start to notice a sort of a pickup in web activity, like spider web activity. in the courtyard. And there is a particularly musty smell of just old. It's not, there's not really much of a, it's not a dank sort of smell, but of one of like what you would almost kind of think of mummification.
Nice.
It's got a smell, a dried smell. And before you, it opens up into, at one point in time, used to be a large staircase that is going down into the ground.
And that's where the tracks go.
Yep. And you can
Cool.
see where stones and dust from the ages have been moved. Every once in a while, you still see another coin on the stairs.
I'm going to ask him, hey, do you want to shout down in that hole? See what comes out?
That would probably be a bad idea.
Oh, that's a bad idea, but coming out here wasn't. Oh, okay. Seeing how there could literally be a spider right above us right now. But yeah, shouting's a bad idea. So are we ready to go?
Does there look like there's any sort of rubble that might be kind of like on the edge of falling over where the tunnel starts?
No, not really. It looks like it's been pretty clear. I mean, of course, you still have like some. It looks as though like tower walls and things, but those are too far away. If you were thinking of trying to block the entrance or something like that, was that where you were kind of going?
That's where I was going.
Ah. Yeah, unfortunately, it's too far away, and the stones would probably be extremely heavy. Much more heavier than a dehydrated horse.
All right. Well,
Both of us have like -1 strength, so.
Oh.
I'll say then maybe we'll just have to call it here and let the people ahead know what's out here so they can come investigate it later.
Okay.
Okay.
What do you want to do about the documents that we have now?
We'll just turn them in when we get somewhere. Just at the moment, can't really go down into this cave and investigate. We'll be down there all night, and then next thing we know, the cart's getting hijacked because we've been gone for 12 hours.
So we killed one old man, and now some other random person gets dragged off into the forest, and we acquire his documents randomly. And you want to turn in those documents
Yes.
with our story.
Hey, we found this horse. It had these documents on it. Here are the documents. We followed the trail where the body looked like it was dragged to the ruins outside the road at about this spot, 600 yards out, and it looked like it was a giant spider.
Okay. As long
Tell
as
'em
that's
what
the
happened.
story. That's the
That's
story
what
you
it
want to go
is.
to. All right.
So go ahead and hustle back to the
Okay.
carts.
All right. So very good. So you end up, you sort of double time your way back, being that you know where to step and where to look. And you're not having to worry too much about being surprised on the way back. You find your way back to the carts, and you saddle up and start making your way back to the north.
Okay.
And
I'll
see,
fill
so
in
right, you're
Athena.
right about here, and those ruins were like over in this area right here. So,
Gotcha.
okay.
I'll mark that on the maps that we purchased.
Okay.
I'll do my best and doodle it on there.
Good. Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. All right. So you all are able to travel the rest of the day until you get to probably within a mile of this little river right here, this little tributary. And the Teamsters feel that it would probably be safer to camp a little bit further away from the water, being the situation that had arose the night before.
I agree.
So, yes. So you are able to, they pull the wagons off the road to allow, if, other travelers happen to be. And you haven't really seen, actually, the last person you saw on the road was the farmer / royal guard. So that's kind of, that's interesting that you haven't seen anyone out here in the last 3 days. So,
Hey, that's better than seeing people. In our case.
Yeah,
So
I guess
for
so.
their better.
Like previously alive people, because we did see a horse.
But a horse isn't somebody.
She's asking if there's dead bodies on the side of the road.
No, you've not seen any bodies laying around. Other than the dead horse.
Gotcha.
Cool. Okay. So they quickly make camp, being that light is quickly fading, and everyone is sitting around the campfire eating rations and talking. Of course, the kids and Helenta are asking about the horse because they saw it as well. Didn't understand what had happened. A lot of speculation amongst the Teamsters who are with you. The very superstitious one is very vocal in saying that he feels that this is definitely some sort of bad, some sort of omen, that some sort of horrible things will transpire before they can get to Barduk. And he, from what you've been able to overhear, seems like he is not going to be interested in continuing with you once you get to that city.
Good, we don't need his bad juju.
I'm sure he feels the same way about you all.
Probably.
Yeah. So, but Zathia brings out her lute and plays for everyone, and it sort of lightens the mood, and everybody seems to rest a little bit easier than the previous evenings, where there's strange noises in the forest. Now you don't have as many of those calls of goblinoid creatures. This night, it's very quiet. Almost so quiet that it's off-putting. No sounds of night birds, no sounds of insects, which is very, very strange.
Is it like bone-chillingly cold?
No, it's there hasn't really been much of a temperature decrease as
So it's still
much.
tropical?
Yeah, well, I mean, this isn't really a tropical region. It's more of a temperate zone. So you are, it will get a little bit chillier, but it's not like 1 minute everything is, say, the, low 60s, and all of a sudden it drops 20 degrees and everybody's like, that's not cool. Why did that happen?
There should be birds, but there is no birds.
Right. I mean, usually you would hear things like whippoorwills and peacocks and creatures like that. I'm sorry?
So they all got caught in those big webs back there.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Spiders eating good. Eating good in the neighborhood. Yeah.
Well, with all this bad omen talk and the experience that I had, I'm going to take Lilia's heart out, and I'm going to sacrifice it into the campfire one of these nights before we take off, and sacrifice it in the name of horror.
Okay. Are you going to wait till your time on watch, or are you going to do it while everybody's sitting there?
Not in front of the kids.
Yeah, not in front of
No,
the kids.
sorry.
I'll do it on my watch with whatever Teamsters I have there with me.
Okay. Usually the Teamsters you would have would be the same ones who ride in your cart.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's
Bonding time.
bonding time with the Teamsters. Yeah.
The psychopath tiefling takes hearts and eats names or something.
Right. Woo. Okay.
So yeah, I'll take out the pendant that I have and do my best
Okay.
to sacrifice without the shrine, because I know that I should be taking them to the shrine. I just hope that in this instance that the sacrifice means just as much.
Right. Okay. So so I think, was it Armos? Are you first watch or second?
He's
Second.
Okay. So very good. So who's first watch? I think
That'd
that's
be me.
Upton. Okay. All right. Very good. So let's once everybody settles down and gets into their on their sleeping mats, we are going to take a look here and see if we have any interesting situations arise. Apton, high or low?
Let's go low.
Very good. Yes. All right. So you were able to pass the night without any untold or any untoward activities occurring. Again, the silence, though, puzzles you, and it also worries you. So, Armos, you have your hand raised? Or is that not your hand?
What?
Oh, no, it was the shadow. It looked like your hand was raised. I'm like going, why are you raising your hand?
It does.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Mr. DM. I have a question.
I got the question. Yeah. Yeah.
Skype says I have a question.
Okay, so when it becomes Armos's time to for watch, you rouse him, and him and his Teamster group get up
It's fun time.
and start preparing for their watch. Armos, you take out the heart of the water nymph, and you say your prayers and beseech your deity. And
I'm just gonna speak how my intentions were pure, and that the way that she wanted to hold me against my will, and I felt like maybe she was going to cause me harm in order to do that, and then speak about how killing her was revenge for that, and may she rest.
Okay, so very.
And I'm gonna control the flames as a cantrip.
Okay.
And burn it with intensity when I put her heart in there.
Okay, very good. So you see that the Teamsters that are with you have also went into kind of their own prayers and stuff like that. They are not, of course, adherents to horror, so there's maybe a little bit different. But let's see. What's the percentage? Okay, so actually it was very, very favorable. And you, being that you have lifted up this, what number of hearts has this been that you have?
This is just the second one. I have one from the guy that killed Henry. He's going to the shrine.
Ah, okay, very good. So, being that this is your second one, you have received inspiration from your deity.
Yay!
Yes. Very nice. All right.
What be you?
Yeah. All right. So
I'm not Googling what that is right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's it's like, bear with us,
Still-
folks. We're still trying
still
to figure out D&D 5th edition.
Inspiration is to the left of where your heal damage is.
I
It
see
allows you
that.
to take advantage on a roll of your choice in the future.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah, so you have a choice.
Attack roll, saving roll. Okay, ability check. Got it.
Right.
Seems
Okay.
easy.
Yeah. So high or low?
Going high.
Good call. All right. Very good. So you are able to pass the rest of your night without any interruptions. And probably a little bit after midnight, you start to hear the calls of whippoorwills.
Whippoorwills.
So it kind of makes you feel a little better that something is happening, but it's still, that should have been going on a lot longer than just after midnight.
Right. Gotcha.
Okay. So as your watch comes to a close, you do notice that there is a slight bump in the temperature, but it's not like anything that you feel to be worried about. You do pull your cloak a little bit closer and pull your hood over your horns a little more to sort of warn off the cold.
Okay.
And so
I'm
you
gonna wake
wake
her.
up. You go over and wake up Athena for her watch.
Athena, early bird gets the worm.
Okay, so Athena, by the time you get up and rouse your teamsters, it is probably more closer to about 3 in the morning. So, it's an extremely dark time, and that is there anything special that you wanted to do? Is there anything that you want to do when you first get up, or are you just settling into your watch?
Just enjoying the peace and quiet.
Okay.
Not being woken up by
Yeah.
a screaming mouse folk.
Screaming mouse folk. Right. So you take seed, sort of, the whippoorwills have died down, but now you can start to hear other forest noises that you were expecting to hear that you weren't getting before. And so it kind of makes you feel a little bit more at ease that you're hearing the norm. And high or low?
Low.
Excellent. Oh, as Athena goes, oh my gosh, I was expecting to have the camp overran at any minute. We're all going to die. It could still happen. I don't want to give you a false sense of security.
He's just telling you that you didn't notice anything. Not that
I told you I'd
happened.
That is true. I
told
could
you
I could do that and be like, oh my gosh,
just roll perception 23. You don't notice anything. It's the worst.
It's the worst.
Character
Right.
doesn't know.
Yeah, because usually what I'd do is this is what I would probably do, is I would have roll the percentage to see if we actually have an encounter, and then have you roll perception to see if you even detect what's coming. That would be the fun part. So, but luckily for you, you do not have to worry about that, and you're able to spend the rest of your evening in contemplation and twirling your daggers on your hands and things of that nature, and thinking about how fun it would be to sink them into the bodies of ne'er-do-wells who cross your path. Not that you're that type of person, but you could be.
If they swing first, I swing last.
All right. Very cool. All right. So you are all able to pass a night without some sort of strange thing occurring. That is a biggie. That's kind of crazy. That
One night of no bullshit.
One night of no craziness. And so here you are. So you wake the next morning and you are greeted with warm sunshine, and the day starts to heat up a little bit. You eat breakfast, you get all of your gear packed back up, and once again you are on the road to Barduk. So this actually put you guys right here. So you are actually looking at probably at least one more night, which will probably get you right about here in the woods. And the following evening, though, you will actually be in the city of Barduk. And according to your Teamsters, you are a day ahead of schedule. So this is very good.
Well, it's very, very good news.
Right, because then you won't have to be rushed.
Yeah, then we'll be plenty of time to process us in the court system when we get there. For all these murders that we're suspected of.
The murders. Yes. You guys are such murderers, such terrible people.
Traveling with that guy that looks like the guy from the wanted poster. Now, all the posters on the pathway are gone. And there are 2 dead or missing people.
Right.
And nobody else was traveling on this road.
Right. Exactly.
We're gonna have. I'm just metagaming. We're gonna have fun, okay?
You're gonna have fun, right?
And he's gonna make sure of it because we're a day early.
That's right. Gonna make sure you have fun. Might even get into some trouble. just what you want. We like trouble.
Trouble's my middle name. Hey, we got that 50 cal guiding bolt. Or guiding light or whatever. 20 damage. What? He's over here playing a level 12 character.
So, as you're bumping along this road, and the road is getting just a tad bit, it's not a very well kept road, and as you are kind of bouncing along, the axle in the center in the center cart, the front axle actually breaks, and the cart comes to a halt with the wheels all splayed out in weird directions and stuff like that. And then the Teamsters immediately calling out to the horses for them to stop, and the other carts also stop, and they get out and start surveying what has actually occurred to Athena's cart. And one of your Teamsters, Athena, looks on it and says, well, yeah, we definitely broke that front axle. Well, it looks as though luck was with us because we did pack some extra tools. Maybe there's a way that we can patch it. But it is going to take us a little time to do this. Hopefully it won't cut too much into our spare day, but we will rush and try to get it fixed as quickly as possible.
Nobody get the mend spell?
Is there a river nearby?
Is there a river nearby?
My muscles can't get us out of this one.
Yeah, muscles aren't going to probably help you with this. Yeah. So everybody jumps out of the cart. They're sort of just resting in the back of the rear cart or forecart. And I need everyone to make a perception check. And Armos rolled an 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. Athena got a 23. Very good, Athena. All right, so Athena, you are the one sole person who is actually able to determine or detect that you hear horses approaching from the north along the road. And you actually hear them before you are able to see them.
I'm going to go hide now.
I hear horses.
Okay, so I'm glad that you told...
Armos, hide.
Yeah, I'm glad you told everybody, because Armos would have probably, because he rolled an 8, would have been standing there on the side of the road going, "Oh, look, we broke our cart. Oh, it's so terrible."
had been standing there. Would you look at it? Would you look at it? Just look at it.
This crappy cart breaking down on us. We were ahead of day. Somebody jinxed us. Damn. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then they'd roll up and be like, "That's the horn guy," and then shoot me with an arrow.
Grab him now. Yeah, right.
Dead.
Exactly.
12 damage.
Then Cleric Abden would just have to play cleanup again.
Yeah, again.
It's going to have to
All
kill
right.
How
them
many
all.
horses did you hear? I can only clean up so much.
So many dead bodies. All right, so
It's just one
as
giant spider.
Armos jumps back to the back cart and covers himself up and prepares for who knows what may occur, you see looks to be a squad of soldiers on horseback are making their way down the road. And unfortunately, being that your cart is in the road, it's going to probably be a little bit of a problem, being that you can't really move that cart. So, and the forest is pressing upon each side of the road, so it may be a little bit of a hindrance. So as they get within about 10 yards, they come to, their horses come to a halt, and you see one of them dismount and approach you. He is a human male, probably about 6 feet tall, wearing a half plate. And
I'm gonna look at him as he's walking towards us and go, "Hail, giant!"
he stops and surveys what he sees in front of him, and he's like, and you notice on his breastplate the symbol of the Royal Guard.
Is that also the same symbol that was on the sealed documents?
No, that was a different one. That was a diplomatic corps for Furyondy. This one is actually Royal Guard. This is the same that you had on that breastplate of the alleged farmer. Alleged.
He's dead.
Yeah. So
they are Furyondy.
yes, they are definitely Furyondy troops. And so the one that has dismounted approaches you, and he says, "Greetings. I'm Captain Azir of the Royal Guard. How long have you been on this road?"
Oh, many a days. We came from Critwall.
Oh my, that is certainly a trip. So, I have to ask, we had sent a dispatch rider to the south to Critwall several days ago, and we have not heard back. Have you seen anyone, or seen anyone possibly matching a dispatch rider's countenance?
Well, we were going to be telling this information once we got to... I can't read that. Budlock.
That is Bardock. Bardock. Sorry.
We were going to inform the guards there, but since you've met us halfway-ish, I hand him the documents, the sealed documents, and tell him, if you go back about a day and a half's ride, on the side of the road you'll find a horse carcass. I'm assuming that was his horse, and you'll probably find his carcass about 600 yards to the west in some ruins.
Oh, that is very unfortunate to hear.
We didn't do it.
So, I'm sorry? We didn't do it.
We didn't do it.
We didn't do it. You hear that
He
from...
seems to leave that part out, like, conveniently, every time.
He said...
the way he just explained it was like, here's where you're going to find what we did with your person.
Yeah, basically. Nope.
Yeah. Here's where we hid the body. That's pretty much what happened. Oh my gosh. No,
I hope you appreciate that I at least dragged his corpse off of the thing. I was going to do a horse, but it wasn't enough.
So are you going to turn over the documents to him?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So he takes the documents from you and looks over them very quickly. He does not open the ones with the seals, but he does open the ones with the case, and you can see him looking at them and saying, yes, unfortunately, this was our rider. Well, thank you very much for your information.
Well, what we've just to give you a heads up, because you may need a couple more people, we believe it to be a giant spider living in the ruins.
In the ruins.
He looks and says, "Oh, really? A spider, you say?" Yeah. He looks back over his shoulder and said, "Hey, lads, you up for killing some spiders today?" And you hear kind of a cheer come from them. And said, "So, what size spider are we talking about here?"
You misunderstood me. I said a spider. Big enough to eat a horse and drag its rider 600 yards without any problem.
Oh.
He holds out both his arms. He's like, the fang bites were this far apart, and it's like a foot.
He says, "Oh, well, that does change a lot of things, doesn't it? Well, sure. Yeah, maybe that's something that we need to look into maybe further. Did not realize that those ruins were occupied by creatures at all, so this is good news. And it will also hopefully keep future riders from being waylaid in their duties."
We were attempting to close the stairwell down into the basement, dungeon, whatever it may be, where it's making its home, but it didn't look like there was really any way of doing that. So, unfortunately, we had to leave the remains behind, for we too are on a diplomatic mission, and we could not really spare the time to investigate further.
Ah, interesting. You said you're on a diplomatic mission. Do you have your papers?
I do, and I show them our papers.
He looks them over and says, "Oh, very nice. All right, very good. Yes, your papers all seem to be in order." And he starts looking. He looks at the first cart, and he's looking at the second. The other soldiers are now kind of. They've just dismounted and taking a break, as the captain, as Azir walks around and is chatting with. And he gets to the second cart and, sees the broken axle, looks over at the woman and the children sitting there, and he immediately rushes over to to Helenta and Jorth and Zathia, and you overhear him say, "Oh, your ladyship, it is quite unfortunate to see you here. Are you being treated well?" And of course Helenta stands and says, "Oh, of course. We're in excellent hands. All three of our benefactors here have been quite helpful and very protective." And he says, "Oh, interesting. These benefactors you talk about, are they the Teamsters?" And you hear Zathia go, "Oh, no. There's three of us. There's three of our own heroes. They protected us and kept us from being captured by pirates on the high seas." And he looks around and he says, "Very interesting. You have to tell me more." And Zathia was like, "Well, there was a necromancer lady who was really, really super nice to us, and she kept us from being killed. Or I don't know what was going to happen to us. I thought we were going to be killed. But if it had not been for Apton and Armos and Athena, we would certainly have been kidnapped. And who knows what father would have done." And he says, "Interesting indeed." And so he starts to look around and he says, "So, well, I've met your mouse friend. And I see the very capable warrior lady standing over there. So where is Mr. Armos? And you
Damn
see
it,
him.
Elizabeth.
And he starts looking around. And he eventually makes his way to the cart. And he sees Armos sitting in the back, kind of covered up. And he says, "Ah, good day, sir."
Good day.
And said,
I'm going to very quickly interrupt.
you going to kill him?
Not yet.
Take my strong hand.
I'm going to go, Sir, I just noticing the emblem on your chest plate.
He immediately breaks off and says, "Well, yes."
I'm going to tell him to come this way. I found something else that might be of concern to him.
Oh, all right. Very good. So very smart that you were able to deflect. And so he follows you over to the first cart where your cart is. What are you going to show him?
I'm going to tell him, while we were passing by one of the roads, one of the bridges, actually, I believe it was the first bridge, we passed by a farmer, and the next morning, his horses appeared to us without him in the cart, and I show him the breastplate, and I go, we went through the cart to take the horses because no good horse should be left out on its own, and we found this in the hay, and I just recognized the symbol matching the same as yours.
Roll a deception.
Hey, can I have inspiration?
Well, okay, wait, hold on. Because inspiration can be traded.
Hey, Ricky, what's inspiration?
I still don't see what you rolled.
I haven't rolled yet. That's why I want your inspiration, because I know what's going to happen.
Well, how would my character
You can.
interrupt me.
What you can do is you can say that you are donating your inspiration to Shane.
Does my character perceive this as like a very pivotal?
Yes, you realize because you're able to overhear what's going on, and you're thinking, "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh."
All right, then I'm gonna give him the inspiration.
Okay, so you get the
I'm using the
inspiration.
bitch. Good God, it doesn't get any better. So an 11. So an 11.
All right, see ya. You're going to jail.
Nah, I ain't going nowhere, bitch. I told him the truth,
You
just
owe
left
me
some
a-
shit out.
You owe me a whole nymph heart.
Okay, so he looks at you, and you can tell by just his look that he is not buying your story.
Well, he has to roll insight.
Yes, and he is going to.
And I want to just say, maybe he gets disadvantaged because I am with the royal kids. So, come on, you think the kids would be riding around with somebody who may have killed them?
I will award that. That is fine. So he will do it with disadvantage.
This motherfucker's going to roll 2 20s. Come on.
His first one was a 12. And a 15.
You just got it by one. No. You just smell like a liar. That's all. You need a shower. Dirty, filthy liar.
He looks at you, and he looks kind of he just doesn't really know how to take your story. And he says, very, very interesting story that you tell, sir. Well, then I'm sure you will not mind if I confiscate these items.
Absolutely not. They were going to be turned in with the diplomatic papers. I don't know, the orders, whatever you want to call them.
Very good. And as he takes that, and he turns, and he takes the armor and the weapon, and he looks over at you, and he gives you the watching you, cleric Apton. And he mounts back up on his horse, and the troop of soldiers passes off the side of the road. As you hear one of the teamsters say, "Oh, Lady Helenta, it looks as though looks like this axle is ready to go. So if you want to go ahead and get the children back in the cart, I think we're ready."
Okay.
So Helenta and the children get back onto the cart.
I'm going to tell him, "Good luck, sir, and may the blessings of Cord be upon you."
He kind of gives you a sort of a sidelong glance of sort of distrust as he passes. And as Armos continues to hide his face in the rear cart.
Had I known he was coming up to the cart, I was going to create a minor illusion of me not being there, but you didn't really give me like a perception to see if he was coming
Well,
or
the
not.
kids kind of said, "Hey, there's a third person here."
Yeah. I mean, I was getting on the edge of being like, "Ah, crap. If this guy's going to come up to the cart, then I'm going to cast a spell." And you were like, "Well, he sees you there." And I'm like, "Oh."
At least he didn't ask any questions. But he wasn't prepared for the answers.
Oh, jeez.
And he didn't take the horses either. We still have the horses.
Shut up.
That is true. You still have the horses. All right. So very good. So you start to make your way up and past the into the forest area beyond that little river, and once you get into this area here, you notice that the forest is denser. You can actually see there's like a kind of a difference. It is darker here in this area. So as you get more and further in, you see that the canopy above you is blocking a lot of light. So the light that you are receiving along the path is down by a third.
Low light.
Low light. So
Good thing I got dark vision.
Me and Armos can still see.
oh yeah, you and Armos are fine.
But
Apton,
he's the one with 6 perception.
Yeah.
Apton's gonna go ahead and pull out a lantern.
Okay. Very good.
Get a little bit more light in here.
Cool. Alrighty. So as you are making your way further up the road, you see make a perception check. Only Armos and Athena. Make a perception check.
Make my way downtown. I don't see shit.
Neither
Wow.
does Athena.
Wow. Okay.
Then we continue on.
So, Apton, I would like for you to make a check, but this is not for sight, it's for sound.
He's got big
I
ears.
hear you, Clarice.
Wow. Okay. So, wow. Okay, so very good. So, in the distance, Apton, you hear... It sounds like the clanging of something, like something beating on metal. But it's not like fighting. It's more like a hammer on metal or like on an anvil.
I'm gonna... Man, message would be an awesome thing to have. I'm gonna just... I'm assuming Athena and, well, at least Armos can see me. I'm gonna kind of do the
Well,
whole
Armos
little...
is in the back cart.
I'd have to see through Athena.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, because Athena's cart is between you and Armos. So actually,
Now-
he is not...
Is she sitting inside the cart, or is she sitting riding on top of the cart? Shotgun.
Athena is in the cart. It's one of those like a Conestoga wagon, like, you know, Oregon Trail type
She
wagon.
said she wanted to keep the kids company.
Right.
Oh, so she can't see me either because she's
No.
inside. Okay.
And being that they weren't able to actually detect or perceive anything, especially with a 1.
I'm assuming the Teamsters don't have dark vision.
No, they're humans.
Jesus Christ. It's all blind leading the blind right now, huh?
We're flying blind. Well, you were the one who broke out. You did break out the lantern, which was nice. But it's not like so dark that it's like nighttime. You still have some, there is still a significant amount of light. It's not too terrible.
Well, I guess I'll try to signal the driver of the cart behind us.
Okay.
Hopefully he'll tell the cart behind him, I hear something, something up ahead.
Yeah, so as you get to this like section right here, you start to see a light off the side of the road, and it looks as though the road is actually kind of widening a little bit. There's actually a space, and off to the right you see at least 3 different carts. But these are not the type of carts that you are familiar with. They're not like wagons like you are familiar with just the covered tarp. These are made of wood, and they're kind of rounded. And if anybody would like to make you guys don't have like a local roll or anything, is there?
History.
History would probably be the closest. Yeah, make a history check.
Even if I didn't see it?
The only person who's seeing it right now would be Apton. Of course, Athena can't see poop because she rolled a 1. So
No, I rolled a 1.
Neither can I.
Wow. Okay, so your little tiny mouse eyes are unable to perceive what is going on. So as you get closer, I would like for you all to make another history check after you close the distance.
I'm not having any of it.
Athena's great. Apton got a little better. Okay, so Apton, so now Armos, you should be able to kind of see what's happening. So would you like to give a check? Much better. Okay, so fine. Armos, you realize that what you are seeing are what are called Vardos. Vardos are the wagons or the carts primarily used by gypsies.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And by the time you get there, you see that there's actually 4 of them. And they look as though they're kind of pulled off the road, and you see a man standing there in front of a portable forge. And he looks to be hammering out some horseshoes. And you see one of the horses that was pulling one of the carts has, from what you can probably gather, may have thrown a shoe or 2.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna message Claire Captain with that information that, hey, I think there's a caravan of gypsies up ahead.
Alright, just keep an eye on our goods.
Okay.
Stereotyping.
I'm not stereotyping.
This is how our stream gets banned.
Hey, when they go hostile.
Yep. Next thing you know.
Shake my hand.
So what are you planning on doing? I mean, it's not like you have to stop, but as you get closer, you start to you realize that it's more kind of like an encampment at this point in time, and you see that there are others who are sitting around a fire and are You see one has a violin and is playing it, and the sounds of this music is sort of floating through the wood. And Athena, you're sitting there with Zathia, and she says, "Oh, I know that song. I know that song. Oh, he plays it so well. Who's playing that music?" And she starts to like peek her head out through the tarp that is over the top of the wagon.
I'm gonna message Cleric Apton again and say
Peek
maybe
out
they're
their
friendly.
whistle.
Maybe they have things to trade or something.
Yeah, but do we really need much of anything?
You don't know unless we go.
Yeah, but I'd rather keep moving forward and get to Bardock and get this, get distance between us and the guards we left behind.
But the giant spider was okay.
Giant spider's our friend. Yeah.
What?
Giant spider ain't coming after you, specifically.
Alright, so I guess we're going to continue on the path, and they're pulled off to the side?
Yep. They're pulled off to
Alrighty.
the side. Looks as though they may actually be camping here.
We'll just smile and wave like a...
Yep.
Smile and wave, boys.
Yep.
Smile and wave.
And they do.
Hopefully-
And they do as well.
Hopefully we don't pull a President Kennedy. Just keep waving. Is that one too soon? Is that too soon to make?
Maybe.
Sorry, I'm 24. I wasn't alive when that happened. I'm sorry.
Oh
That
my
was
gosh.
probably a bad joke.
Back and to the left, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Ouch. Okay, so
No grassy knolls, right?
not here. It's a forest. Alrighty, so you pass by, and so they just kind of watch after you a little bit, and make Armos, roll a perception check as you are the last cart that passes by.
19.
Wow, a 19. Wow. Okay, and so
Finally pulling his own weight. Finally pulling his own weight.
Yeah.
Right when it matters.
Okay, so you are sort of just looking out behind your hood and looking at the faces, and just as you're about ready to turn away, you sort of you kind of rock back in your seat a little bit, because what you believe you saw peering out from behind one of the curtains in one of those gypsy Vardos, it looked to be the face of Lilia.
Bullshit.
Bull. And just as soon as you saw it, it disappeared.
Nice. Okay. I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that.
And as you sit there, you kind of feel that you're bundling your cloak a little bit tighter in thinking about what she said, and it just fills you with dread and unease.
I thought I put that bitch to rest. She better be at rest. I ain't got no time for no restlessness.
Oh my gosh. All right. So as you all continue to bump your way down the road, and finally you are right about where you are going to be resting for the night, which is right here, which means that the next day, probably well before noon, you will make your way into the city of Bardock.
Yay.
Woo.
Yay, pretty cool. All right. So you set up camp, you get everything ready, and you start to go through your prep for the watch. And I think we have enough time to go through a couple of watches and see what happens. All right.
Suddenly a cart shows up.
Hey, we love the carts. The carts are our friends. Not really. Okay. High or low, Mr. Apton?
Go high. That's not high.
That isn't high at all, my friend.
High. Make a hiney ho.
So, as everyone is finally getting to sleep, you make a perception check.
Yes.
Nice.
You have this feeling that you're being watched.
I got this feeling.
Hey, that means it's
inside
gonna
my
happen
bones.
on my watch.
You have an unsettling feeling that you are being watched, and the feeling you get from it is one of extreme uneasiness.
Sounds like it's more than a feeling. Nah.
Jeez.
More than a feeling.
I'm hooked on this feeling.
Sure.
And I'm high on believing that somebody's watching me. I will go ahead and keep in stride with it and just keep my eyes ever vigilant.
Okay.
You watch me, I watch you.
Very good.
Nothingness.
Very good. So, as you continue to be ever diligent. Yes.
Vigilant.
Vigilant. Thank you very much. Thank you, Christy. Thank you. Because I was sitting there like going, am I mixing that word up? Yeah, I am. Okay.
Seizure.
See? No, I'm not having one of those. So, you make another perception.
No.
Ew. Okay. So, I'm going to roll some perceptions for your
People.
Yeah, your
travel companions.
Yeah. Let's see.
He said, I'm going to try to save your life here.
Wow. An 18 on one and 15 on the other. So both of them actually spot it before you spot it. And they look out into the forest, in the very dimly lit forest, only sparsely lit by the campfire. And in the distance, you're not too sure how far distant, but you can see a pair of bright, kind of bluish, pale eyes. And they're not reflecting the light from the fire. They're actually emanating light themselves. And that is where we're going to stop for the evening.
No! She caught up to me. That crazy witch.
Oh my gosh. Alrighty. So.
She's gonna eat this mouse folk alive.
Alrighty.
Undead water nymph.
What was it?
Nice. Undead water nymph.
Undead water nymph. Well, you're not too sure. Who knows what it could be lurking in the forest beyond the campfire light.
It's just a stray cat.
It's a stray cat on a branch. Yeah.
It's a friendly cat.
Alrighty, so very good. So we will be back next Sunday for more high adventure, and they will finally, hopefully, if everybody survives the encounter, will be able to make it to Barduck, where they will have a chance to rest and recoup from their arduous journey. Now, of course, the journey continues, for they have to eventually go all the way from Barduk over here, all the way to the capital city of Chendal.
Yeah.
So there's many, many days riding ahead of them, and more possible encounters. So, well, folks, thank you very much, our viewers, for showing up tonight. Noisy, thank you for dropping by and saying hello, and we hope to see you again next Sunday. Remember that we have a YouTube channel where you will be able to see this video probably tomorrow night, because it does take a little time to do production. We also have a Reddit, which is pretty cool. What's that?
Yeah.
Yep.
And we have a Discord, but I don't think anybody actually ever uses it, but that's okay. Maybe one day that'll change. Hopefully next week I will have all of my technical difficulties figured out. It wasn't the players. It was strictly me. I was in here goofing around trying to come up with some. I was actually thinking about doing another stream, doing some other stuff, and I think I just gummed up the works pretty heavily. So
That's an operator error there.
yeah, it's totally me. So, are we gonna say goodnight, folks?
Yes, good night.
Good night, everybody.
See you next week.
Night.
This episode was sponsored by Restraining Orders. Keep them handy. Keep them close.